There really is nothing more tone deaf or more unaware of how they actually look to other people than the modern American leftists. I mean, just think about where we're at, man. Every single one of us has now lived through an entire Donald Trump presidential term and more of a Joe Biden presidential term than any of us would ever prefer and ever choose to do again. We can not only see the difference between these two guys, but we have literally lived it. We have literally lived the difference. We know that he is not a dictator. We know that he does not push racist or dangerous policies. We know that he did not steer us towards a world war or any war for that matter. We know these things, yet we still have powerful, very incredibly noisy forces working overtime to convince us that Donald Trump is some sort of existential threat, that he's going to pervert the rule of law and the justice system. And they say all of this as Donald Trump fights against a reimagined, unprovable, and unproven 8-year-old expired misdemeanor. These people are literally every single thing that they tell us Donald Trump is.
What are the principal points of danger within the Justice Department if there's another Trump presidency, given his nature, given what you know about him?
He is a threat to the rule of law in America. To me, that's what this election is about. Not about policy differences. It's about what kind of country are we going to be. If he has the ability, smarter than he was last time, to use the power of the Department of Justice and the FBI to target his enemies especially, the rule of law in America will change in a way we haven't seen in our lifetime.
When you say target his enemies, how would he do that?
Well, I think the first thing he would do is he would express it in his first term as a wish. I want people to go after so-and-so. I want people to go after Andrew McCabe, the former deputy director of the FBI. In his second term, he would go a step further, I'm highly confident, and say, I want him criminally investigated. And he was close to the bottom of the barrel in his appointees last time. He'll be at the very bottom. And those are the people who will carry out that order.
You know, I mean, they do it all with just such calm, intelligent sounding demeanor. He talks about, what are the principal points of danger within the Justice Department if there's another Trump presidency. And honestly, if you're James Comey, I'm sure that really does scare the hell out of you. It scares the hell out of most of those people, because what Comey should have said, what he really means is the real danger is that they've shown Donald Trump that it can effectively target anyone, even for imaginary crimes. And what he's really asking is, what do you think he's going to do to those of us like James Comey who have actually broken laws? But instead of saying that, instead of being honest, he expects you to believe that the guy who had a misdemeanor weaponized against him, the guy who was charged for crimes that Joe Biden was absolved for by the Hur report, the guy that district attorneys and state's attorney generals all over the country are literally using as a campaign promise. He wants you to believe that that guy's the threat to the system and that's what this election is about. I mean, these people are truly insane. They're crazy. And they're asking each other, how would he do it? How would he do it? Well, they could probably imagine he'd do it exactly like they did, but because that's how they would do it. That's how they did do it. That's how they are doing it. But he won't, because he's not an insane tyrant like the left wants you to believe. I mean, that is only the Donald Trump of true deranged leftist fantasies, which, of course, no great surprise. What they say he is exactly what they actually are. And no matter how many times they say these ridiculous things, somehow, through some sort of magic, they never really see themselves in any of their own words.
About a second Trump administration, what do you think the implications would be for the FBI?
Oh, serious, for the Justice Department and the FBI, because Trump is coming for those institutions. He knows their power, and I think he has regrets that he didn't work hard enough to corrupt them last time. So he's coming for them, and that's a danger for all Americans. He's going to put people in positions in those organizations. He didn't have all-stars the last time. He'll have the bottom of the barrel this time, but people who will want to do his will, and that should worry every American. This election matters. Because of a reason like that, people have to participate. You cannot sit on the sideline. I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden, you must vote for him because the consequences on the other side are too severe.
Trump is coming for our institutions, says the guy who literally used those institutions for illegal and political purposes. He's the one who's bragged about literally setting up General Michael Flynn. I mean, he's the one who stole classified documents. He's the guy who perjured himself repeatedly to Congress. I mean, he is the guy who had the still classified number of agents in the crowd at the insurrection. And he's the guy that abused FISA laws and FISA courts. And now here he is talking about the dangers of one man, doing what? I mean, using the same powers that James Comey himself abused. I mean, they just can't see it, man. They're bona fide crazy people. And the fact that these are the people that are platformed and, they're considered the experts on the mainstream liberal corporate media. I mean, these are the people sent to convince the masses of the dangers of Donald Trump and anyone who would support him. And that's just insane. That tells you everything you will ever need to know about the game. I mean, these are not serious people, and no matter what they do moving forward, they cannot be trusted. But that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.